Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching. This is The Hoop Show, and my name is Ben Reeve, and thank you for watching. If you haven't watched us before, this is your first time, thank you very much for tuning in. For everyone who has been a regular of this show for a while, thank you as well for joining in. We do have 56 actually lovely subscribers to this channel, so we appreciate you all very much. But if you haven't subscribed already, what is going on? Brad, look, there's Brad. Brad says subscribe. Come on, what are you doing? Anyway, thank you, Brad. No, thank you for watching no matter what. We've got a couple of things to talk about today. I want to talk about the Cats women's teams looking good in the finals, elimination final on Saturday night. Keen to get that going. Bit of a concern about Prasparkas, though. We'll touch on that. Also, a bit of a concern about Tommy Hawkins, not looking good for round one next year. We've got the Premiership Cup Tour coming up as well. That's going all around here, there and everywhere. And we've got the draft a little bit later on in November, but, it's getting closer now. And that's probably... There's nothing really much happening in the men's team, at least, anyway. So it's... we're going to be struggling to fill some content on this channel. But if you are desperate, and I'm one of those Cats fans like, where's all the Cats content? We just want a Premiership. What's going on? Give me some more Cats content. If you're one of those people, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to do my best, and Paul will help you as well. But Paul's having a bit of a well-earned break at the moment because he's been grading some Year 12 exams and so forth. But we'll be back very strong. We won't leave you through the off-season. We'll be here to give you all your necessary Cats content, and we'll fill you up. We'll bring you up to date with everything you need to know about Geelong, and give you our opinions along the way. And we're not experts, don't worry. We're just stupid idiot Nuffy fans, but that's okay. Hopefully you are as well. But then there's plenty of other shows to watch if you want that expert analysis. Maybe that's not even expert analysis. They're just former football players that claim to be experts. But anyway. All right, let's get on with the show. So, yes, the women's final. We're playing on Saturday night at 7:10 at GMHBA. Hopefully you can get to the game. Hopefully the weather's looking pretty good, actually. The weather's shit at the moment. I've got this coat on. I'm freezing cold. I'm sitting at home, really struggling to keep warm. Is it still spring? Or is it the middle of winter? What is going on? Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on the weather. I'm wearing a coat. I'm very cold. And I'm actually moving this studio. This studio is struggling. I've still got the pictures behind me over there on the floor. I am actually moving the studio into the garage at some point over the summer. But it's not quite ready yet. I've moved some stuff around in the garage, and I've got a little space dedicated for it, but there's a bit of work involved in setting all that up. Anyway, I digress. We're talking about the women's game Saturday night. I'm feeling very confident going to this one. We've won, 6 out of the last 7 or something like that. Only just lost to the reigning premiers a couple of weeks back in Adelaide. So girls are travelling really, really nicely, and absolutely smashed the Sydney Swans. It's a bit of a habit, Geelong smashing Sydney Swans last month or so. But absolutely torched them and nearly got the record for the most points. I thought we were going to get it in the end. I was dirty, probably maybe a bit harsh, but I was really dirty on Nina Morrison. You're my number one, Nina. And you passed it off. You had a shot from 40. You had a chance to kick it from 40. Maybe you didn't have the distance. I don't know. I always thought you did have the distance from 40, though. But anyway, you chose to pass it off, and unfortunately... I don't know if it was the kick didn't quite make it, or maybe the mark didn't. I think Rach Kearns was trying to take that mark there down low, but either way, it was maybe a bit of both. But didn't quite come off, and shame, because we would have got the highest score in the women's and the men's back in against the old Brisbane Bears back in the day. That would have been nice, wouldn't it? But wasn't meant to be. Got the win anyway, though. That's really all that matters, and we. For a little while there, we were sitting in 4th, and we're waiting on the Richmond North game, which we only needed North to get one more point, and we would have finished 4th. But no, they just thought they'd just play funny buggers, and we'll just end this one in a draw. Anyway, that's fine. That's what you want to do, North. That's fine. You put us in 5th spot, and we're just going to smash you next week as punishment. So get along to the game if you can. I'm going to be taking the kids. Hopefully we'll be able to fill the joint out. I know we only get 2,000 or 3,000 there most weeks, but if we can get 10,000 there, that'd be great. I mean, it's not often we get our women's team making the finals. It's been since 2019. It's been a long time, so if you can get along and support them, that'd be fantastic. But yes, Prasparkas did roll her ankle or sprain her ankle late in the game, and sat down for the fair part of that last quarter, which is a bit of a shame because she was absolutely dominating, and really should be probably awarded the best player in the comp. If not for that silly, stupid suspension that she unfairly received earlier in the year. But she's clearly, to my mind, to my eyes, the best player going around in the AFLW comp. Yeah, there's a few good players, but Georgie Prespakis is absolutely killing it, and was killing it again on the weekend. But unfortunately, that sort of got tackled. The tackle was fair. It just sort of awkwardly kind of in the motion of kicking and sort of landing her foot back on the ground again, just sort of rolled it underneath herself and went off. So hopefully it's precautionary. Hopefully she's come up okay. There's not a lot of, apart from saying she'll be tested later in the week, there's not a lot of comment going around about how it's tracking. If it was the men's team, we'd be getting daily updates or hourly updates about how it's going, and she'd be in the what's that room they call? I don't know, the chamber, whatever it is, the hyperbaric chamber. That's the one. She'd be in there, and we get daily up like the Stevie J back in 2011. Hopefully she'll get up though because she's crucial. But we've still got a lot of good ball movers through the mids there, like Nina Morrison and Amy McDonald and so forth. And there's so many other guns just popping up here, there, and everywhere this year. It's absolutely crazy. So if you haven't watched the women's game for a couple of years, check it out. It's these girls have just absolutely gone bonkers in 2022, and hopefully they'll just keep pushing forward, and next year will be even better. I don't think we can go all the way. I don't want to be. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if we somehow. I wouldn't be surprised if we got over North, which is probably the biggest test, I think, getting over North because they did beat us early in the year. If we got over them, I wouldn't be surprised if we then beat the loser of, was it Brisbane and Richmond, I think, and then made a prelim. I don't know if we can go beyond a prelim this year. That's my position right now on the eve of the finals. It might change when we see how the girls go. Look, it's a big test. Finals can do things to you. But look, it's at home. We don't often get a home final. Usually these things are played at the MCG. We're going to be playing it at home on GMHBA or Cardinia Park, as I like to call it. And we'll absolutely torch them because, yes, you should have won last week, North, and given us fourth spot in the ladder, but you didn't because you're just useless. You're at your home ground and everything. You couldn't do it. Whatever. All right. So, yes, let's get Prespakis up. Let's get the girls a nice win in the week one of the finals and bring on the semi-finals, and we'll be off and racing. Don't know if we can go all the way, but let's hope. Anyway, let's hope. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we can go all the way? Let me know in the comments if you can. So I think today, what is it, the 2nd of Feb? Yes, as I said off the top, it's the day that we have to elevate or get rid of some of our rookies. So I think we've got Oliver Dempsey, Tom Atkins, I think he's already signed, and Brad Close, who's, I can't believe they're both rookies, those two, or were rookies. So I think they need to be upgraded, and I want to see the Cats give Brad Close all the money in the world, give him everything, give him the keys to the city. He's an absolute gun. He probably should have played in the 2020 grand final, to be fair. Gaz was coming back, and you're not gonna leave Gaz out, are you? But Closey was going all right that year too, and to see him in the 2022 grand final and what he was doing, and probably the more you watch that game, the more you realise how amazing he was that game. Just the little things. He didn't get a lot of possessions for some of the stuff he was doing, but goodness me, was that the footy that you love to see? And if he can do that, he's a big game player. If he can do that next year. Brad. Anyway, pay him all the money. Give him all the money. Steve Hawkins, give him all the money in the world because we want Brad to be. We don't want him to go back to South Australia one day. That's my biggest fear with Brad. He's going to break my heart. He's my number one, but he's going to go. No. I want to chase the money at the Crows or Port Adelaide because he's from South. He's not from Adelaide, but he's from South Australia. So. Got to keep him in G-Town, keep that culture strong, and give him all the coin. There's a bit of money floating around apparently now, so let's give some to Brad and to Tom Atkins as well. I think's already signed, but those boys will be our number. Well, they'll be our number. Brad's already my number one, but he'll be clearly one of the better players at our club in the next 4 or 5 years, hopefully, if we can keep those guys rolling and injury-free and so forth. So, yeah, look, fingers crossed they all sign up and sign, well, not long-term deals, but, a 3 or 4 year deal sounds about nice to me. Anyway, so the Cup Tour, have you held the Premiership Cup yet? Apparently it's going on a tour of Victoria shortly, a couple of stops around Geelong and then a bit more out to the regional areas as well. I don't know if I want to hold the cup. It's funny. I'm a bit weird about this. I kind of joke that I do, but I really, in my heart of heart, I'm like, I don't think it's my right to hold it. I don't know. Like, I'm not. If I was a player and I was in the Premiership, or if I was part of the club, yeah, maybe. But I had some small part to play in the Premiership. I don't know. I just don't feel like it just feels too sacred to touch. I'm weird about that. Yes, you're probably sitting here listening to this going, what? Of course you want to grab the cup and get a photo and all that kind of stuff. No, I've enjoyed seeing the Cats win the premiership. I've enjoyed Joel Selwood and Chrissy Scott holding the cup aloft, and those memories will stay with me forever. But I just don't feel like it's my place to touch that thing. It's so precious, and I'll probably drop it too. Somehow I'd knock it off the little table that it comes on and all that. No, I wouldn't want to. I'll go have a look at it when they plonk it in the window. That little with all the other premiership cups that you can see when you go to the GMHBA if you're lucky enough to live in Victoria or get to go to see a local Cats game one day. Usually they're always on display there. So that'll be good. But if you want to hold the cup and you want to see the cup or sniff the cup, and probably can't drink beer out of the cup, they probably won't let you do that. But if you want to be a part of it, the tour, check out. I think the club's website's got some details up there, and that'll be a bit of fun for you, especially if you're out in a regional area and maybe you don't even get to the games a lot. I totally understand that's a big deal, but. For anyone else who living in Geelong, it'll be in the little window for years to come, which is fantastic. Number 10, they're going to have to change the setup there. They've got a little 3x3 sort of setup there at the moment. That's not including all the VFA premierships we won, which they still don't count as well. But anyway, so look, my only other thing, or a couple of other things, Tommy Hawkins. I know we talked about this last week on the show, but he's not looking good. He's just had the surgery. I guess he's entitled to have a bit of a break after the grand final and didn't want to rush in to get the surgery straight away, but probably has delayed his recovery by a few weeks. So he'll be back at some stage in early 2023. Whether he's ready to go for around, he might be fit. He might be injury free by then and recovered from the surgery, but he might need a few more weeks of a pre-season to get back and firing again. I don't know. Tom's a strange player. He seems to just go on and on and on forever, and he doesn't even rest much during games. So we'll see how he recovers from this. Hopefully it's a speedy and smooth recovery for him, and there's no issues. Or sometimes you get these little things with surgery. It doesn't always go as well as you want. But look, Jez is still at a good age. He should be fine to hold the thing up, and we've got a couple other guys coming to the club that might get some opportunities as well. Shannon Neal in his second year, he'll get plenty of opportunity if Hawkins is out for that first month. Let's just say worst case scenario, he's out for the first month of the year. Shannon Neal will have an opportunity to have a good run in the hoops at the senior level, which would be nice. Or, we might even see a bit of Ollie Henry and so forth. And we'll see what else happens with some players over the off-season as well. At the moment, all the talk's about Hawkins, but until the players start coming back and we start our pre-seasons and all this sort of stuff, hopefully no one's had a surfing accident or paragliding accident or whatever, or while they've been overseas having lots of fun. I'm really jealous. All these photos are coming through on the socials and all these players getting here, there and everywhere. There's players in Greece and Ireland and Bali and South America and wherever they're going. I can't remember exactly where they went, but they're all over the traps. I'd love to do it once a year. Imagine they travelling the world once a year. How good would that be? The lifestyle of AFL players. It's absolutely fantastic. And look, it's still a fair ways off yet, but just the last one. It's just the November draft. It's coming up. It's coming up in about 3-4 weeks' time. I still, Jai Clark's still probably our number one, but I think there's another fella that we're looking at as well, keeping our cards close to our chest on that a little bit. I don't know. You got to trust Mac and Steve Wells that'll do their business, do the job again. They do it every year. Sometimes Coop Stevens is still one that hurts a little bit. We were putting the work into him, and we thought, this year was his year, and unfortunately for him, that he just couldn't get a look in. Our team was just travelling too well, but in any other team this year, he would have probably played most games that he was available for. So it's a shame for him. It's a real shame that he's gone to Hawthorn. I can't stomach that. I'll try to be nice to him when he's in the poo and the wee colours, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I really don't. Oh dear. I'll try and be polite, but it's going to be tough. But look, the draft. I don't know. I'm not so much. I know we'll get a half decent player with pick 6. We'll get a really decent player with pick 6. It's more that for me. It's more those other players later down the order. What are we going to get for them? Is there any smokies there that the boys have got their eye on that they're keeping quiet around? So I'm looking forward to that. And are we going to get any? Which rookies are we going to pick up? Are we looking at any international fellas as a category B rookie type? After the draft, all that sort of stuff. I'm curious around that, but that's still a few weeks away. I'm sure we'll cover that stuff as a dedicated show. We might even do a panel type show after the draft to talk about some of the picks. It's really hard to. It is a little hard to talk about them when you haven't seen them before, and you've got a little. You might see some clips of them playing at TAC Cup level or whatever their local comp is in the state that they're playing in, but it is hard to tell and it's probably until you see them at VFL level in the men's sort of comp as to how you think they're going to go and how they look in a cat's top and all that sort of stuff and how they fit in with our system. It's really hard to know, and let's just hope that again we get some players that come in relatively injury free and have a good run at it. It just seems like a lot of our draft picks this year, and with Cooper White and a couple of others, just didn't get a good run at it with injury, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens this year. Anyway, I think that'll do for this week. As I said earlier, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Brad does want you to subscribe. There he is again. And I really, really appreciate you watching the show and keeping up with the content. Check us out on Twitter as well. We're very active in that space. Still, even with Elon Musk joining on board, we're not jumping off yet. We're not going to get a blue tick. I think he's trying to charge everyone $8 at the moment a month for a blue tick. Anyone can get one. I don't think we're keen on that. If you like what we do, follow us on Twitter. If you don't worry about it. It's fine. If you get sick of it, if you get sick of us tweeting stuff, just put us on mute or whatever. But no, seriously, thanks for watching, and we'll try and put out some content. At least once a week throughout the off season, depending on what's coming. If there's something that happens, some big news that breaks, we'll try and get a video out there. I'm catching up with Paul in a few weeks' time, and we'll start putting together our brains on some of the content that we've got planned. We've got tentatively planned for next year, but we want to refine that a little bit and bring in some other. Got some other people we'd like to bring into the space. A couple of people you might have met before or seen on the show before. So stay tuned for all that. We won't say too much more about that now, but I'm excited about what 2023 holds. And thanks to everyone who's been watching the show this year. This doesn't mean we're going anywhere. It just means I'm in a good mood and I'm saying thanks to everyone. But anyway, take care, everyone. That's me done again, and we'll see you on the next show. Take care. Bye bye.